It's on.
Okay.
Probably could have moved this. Hi, this is Vicky, also known as DragonflySoars.
And this is Tiffany, also known as Mojave Knitter.
And this is DragonflySoars, and we're recording this on Saturday, January 3rd. There are wild kitties playing, so hopefully it's not like the one time when everything fell over.
Yes.
But they're being good, so. Well, one. I don't know where the other one is.
He might be stalking for the imaginary mouse again.
It could be. The one cat's convinced there's something under the stove, and the other cat thinks he's crazy, and we see no evidence, but he's stalking anyway. It has been for days, and there's no evidence. It has been forever since I recorded, because with the new job, I've had just a ton of work, and then it was the holidays, and homework with kiddo, and I mean, it's just been... I can apologize, but...
You're going to stalk a lot because he's got all his choir-related
Yeah.
music things. And
Yeah, they had magical dinner again, so yeah, it's just been busy. The one day I worked from 7 a.m. till midnight. I mean, it's just been... So by the time we get some free time, it's like...
Don't even think about it, Missy. Missy?
Missy!
Missy?
She's gonna see us is why.
Diggies! Yeah, we're having kitty difficulties.
She can see us on the screen. That's what was bothering her.
Oh, okay.
Because you could see she was looking.
There's
There's a good chance this is going to fall at some point. We are not going to draw for prizes today. I'll just put that out there right now. I am going to close the threads and open up some new ones for this coming year. But one of the things I want to do, I was telling Tiff, is do a mass prize this month and then ship everything, because I'm in the process of moving. I don't want to move the prizes. And I've also figured out that shipping is one of the things that really stresses me out because there's so much. So this coming year, I want to do all Ravelry pattern prizes and or Etsy gift certificates, because both of those can be sent online. I can do them within a few minutes from my computer, and probably it'll actually end up being cheaper in the long run.
Yes, you won't be paying for the
Prize.
and the shipping of the prize.
Yeah. So, and people will get their stuff faster because I don't have to wait for everybody to send me their addresses. I can just take care of things when people send them. So, I'm hoping everybody will be okay with that. One person I've been talking to at Texas Yarn is also a pattern designer, and she has said that later in the year, like toward the end of summer, she would like to actually donate patterns from her shop. So if anybody else designs patterns and would like to donate patterns, that would be great. If anybody wants to donate physical prizes, that would be great if you're willing to ship them. Because Tiff and Mom have done that. I know Allison has done that before, where they ship the prizes direct. So I'm okay with that too if anybody wants to volunteer, but I just need to take a piece of it off my plate, so this is so I can be enjoying doing the podcast and not so stressed out. So for this coming year, I was thinking that instead of trying to have themes and things to do, just knit whatever the hell you want. I'm going to open up every month. We'll open up and you guys can talk and post and chatter, and I will then draw prizes from that. And I always draw the prizes offline anyway, so and I think it's more fun to be able to talk to each other and comment on the projects. So I'm still going to have a few things, like around Dad's anniversary, I'm going to donate the shawl I'm working on, and I'm hoping to get another one too.
Yeah,
But-
I'll probably do that again too. I don't have any good yarn for it this time. I'll actually have to buy your base job yarn last time.
But anyway, I'm hoping people are okay with this kind of thing. It is what it is, because it's like otherwise I'm not going to be able to continue, so it's kind of... So So, and I'm going to try and get back on a regular schedule. Best friend and I were talking about Monday nights because he actually could go train somewhere for Aikido. So we were talking about that. He can go train, I can podcast and try and do it on a more regular basis again. So, and then upload from work until somebody figures it out.
Well, Mom did say she found out the different internet choice near where Eric lives too. So.
Yes, and then we looked at it and it's really expensive.
That's what I thought I told her. She didn't, I don't think she thought so, but yeah.
It is because it's it was satellite based, which is fine, but you're paying for a certain amount of data. And we stream movies and everything else. We want our data to be unlimited when we're at home.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Grandma gave the kitties a new toy,
so if you hear the squeaky squeaky or the chirpy chirpy, that's the little bird with the feather on it, and Missy really likes that toy. Tigger only sort of plays with it, but she actually chases it.
and Tubbles runs away from it. We shall see how my cats react to it.
I think it's funny that he runs away. I suppose she's as enthused as she is. Anyway, what else was I changing? Oh, this episode, because so many of our projects are not here with us, because they were gifts, I'm going to still embed photos as we go along, but I think primarily from this point forward, I'm going to put photos at the end, probably without music, because YouTube yells at me when I put music on and I have to sign the confidentiality, and then some countries can't view it, but I'm trying to cut down some of my processing time, and not embedding photos is one of those things. But we do have things to talk about. Now that all that stuff is done, so.
You're administrative.
Yeah, and so anyway, so prizes I'll do next time, because I've got some prizes that I never took photos of, so I'm gonna deal with that. But like I said, I don't want to move them, is the other part of it.
No.
So, well, it's kind of weird because all our finished items aren't here.
Well,
I have socks.
Yeah, I'm wearing a pair of socks.
Yeah.
These actually, I knitted them once before. It's ethereal fibers, and she specially dyed this yarn for this particular pattern, which is, it's in the Socks with Hand Painted Yarn, which is a book you gave me.
Oh, yep.
It's called Golden Rod Grove or something like that. Is the pattern, and I knitted them for Max, but he sent all the socks I knitted for him back. But I really like the combination of this yarn with this pattern, so I ripped the socks out, washed the yarn, and reknitted them in my size. So now,
Yeah, and she finished them while she was here.
yes. So there we go. So that's probably the only finished item I have.
I think that's the only finished item that we have in total. So now here's the interesting part where we will tell you, and I will then post pictures of what we finished. I made a Minecraft creeper hat for my almost nephew. He's best friend's nephew. So he actually called me Aunt this year. He on my Christmas present, he wrote Aunt Vicky, and he gave me a ant ornament. So I feel like one in the family. But he loves Minecraft, so I crocheted a creeper hat for him. And if you know Minecraft, you know what that is. And if you don't know Minecraft, I can't really explain it. So what did you have?
I crocheted a Death Star for.
Oh, yep, the Death Star throw pillow.
Yep.
So, and you have a picture of that one?
Yes.
Okay. Otherwise, I can take a picture, but it'll be. And in the same realm, I crocheted a little Boba Fett amigurumi for my guy, and it was interesting because in the picture, it's, you know, the head and the body and the legs. Well, and then the arms. Well, the head all the way to the feet is actually a tube that just increases and decreases in size, in various colors, of course. And then you actually stitch up the middle to make the divider for the legs.
Oh. Dad! Tigers! Tiggy! Damn. Yeah, you don't work as well as a dog.
Scout wouldn't work either.
Scout sort of listens to me.
We put a magical table where there's not normally a table, and he thinks as soon as I opened it, he sat on it before we even put the camera there. People are going to get seasick watching it. Anyway, so the whole Boba Fett is actually a tube, and then you stitch up the middle to tighten it in the middle so it looks like legs, and then you attach the two little arms. And actually, it was I don't remember the designer. She has a Etsy shop, so I don't have those on Ravelry. I have them in a PDF that I bought ages ago. There's actually a whole set. It's Darth Vader and Boba Fett and R2 and C-3PO, but Darth Vader looks awful. And Mom asked me about it, so I said, well, I didn't do Darth Vader because he looks like he has a pig nose, and I sent her the picture, and she went, oh, that's a snout. Yeah. But the Boba Fett came out really cute, and he liked it, and it's with his collection of stuff, so. He's a terrible gift receiver, though. He looks at stuff and goes, cool. Later, he's like talking about it and like all excited, like he's showing people. When he gets it, cool. Like, okay. So, what else did you have?
I made you stitch markers.
You did. And they're at the other house.
Yeah.
Part of what we did is because we're trying to move, is we took almost all the presents, whether even if they were mine, and just took them to the new house, because otherwise if I brought them here, I'd just be packing them up to take them to the new house. So we just took them over, which means now they're not handy. We also didn't think we were going to get a chance to record because she wasn't supposed to be here until
later today.
Yeah.
We weren't sure of the weather because they're talking about snow, and so we were keeping an eye on that, and it's snowing right now. So
I ended up, I drove. Mom was going to meet halfway, and we were going to swap her. Well, instead, Mom took her to work, and then I went and got her yesterday after work. So it was a long day, but it was when the weather was good instead of doing it today, and
yeah,
because it's kind of nasty looking out. I mean, it's not bad, but it's the first snow, which means everybody's going to be driving stupid, and so. Yeah, she made me little stitch markers and a really cool ornament.
Yes, I painted a bunch of just plaster ornaments, and I painted a collection of them for various people. So Mom got one, some friends got them. So
yeah, and my guy has a hutch that has all this old china in it, and it looks really nice with it. So we hung it on the cabinet, so it's kind of got a permanent home instead of just being a Christmas ornament.
I painted it because I kind of was like picking colors or themes that would match people's personality more. I mean, some of them are definitely more Christmas, but others you could have out year round. So it also depended on the shape that I bought. Yeah. Because like my one friend Anne, hers is a Christmas tree.
A Christmas tree is a Christmas tree.
Yeah, and Angela, because Mom Knitter, got a sled. I mean, a sled is a sled.
At least it could be wintry, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But but mine is, I'm assuming I have posted the picture by now, it is dark blue, and it looks really nice with what we have, so we actually can keep it out.
Yeah, and I did pick colors that I knew were kind of your color scheme. Yeah. Which is very similar to his color scheme, apparently, so.
Yeah. He has more red, but that's because of the stupid Cardinals.
Yes.
Which I am not, Beagle, Angela, I'm not talking bad about the baseball team. I'm talking about actual Cardinals.
Birds. Birds.
He collects them, and they're everywhere. We're paring down. But that means there's a lot of red everywhere. And then I made my son a hat, which I meant to take pictures of before I gave it back because I wanted to take a picture of it open to show how I did the reverse. But anyway, I'm putting a picture up. My son actually asked me for a hat, or he didn't really ask. He just mentioned several times that he didn't have a special winter hat like Eric did.
He just had cheap Walgreens hat.
Yeah, he had a Walgreens hat. He didn't have a special hat, so did he?
Let's see how many times Vicky has to get up to chase the cat off, and it just it'll be great.
Stopping. Started. It was all out of whack by the time I caught it. He's still gonna do it again, you know he is.
Probably.
He's been extra naughty. Usually she's the one that's a brat and he's the good one. And they've done Freaky Friday this week and swapped. And he's the one causing all the trouble and she's the one behaving. But so anyway, my son was fussing over the fact that he didn't have a hat. So then we had to pick colors, and the colors I originally picked he didn't like, so I had him pick his own color. So it was a Christmas present, but it wasn't a surprise because he knew exactly what the design was. But I had done it so that it's black with orange stripes, and two things I did is when you're doing ribbing, sometimes and you change colors, you get the little dots underneath that show. Well, if you knit the whole row instead of doing ribbing, it takes away the dots. So the stripes are actually...
Takers!
No! Give me a spray bottle.
You do.
Which I don't normally do, but...
You do need like a squirt gun or something.
But, so the stripes are really clean looking. But then also I had done it from the bottom up, and I did the stripes so they were outside one way, and then I did a turning row, and then flipped it inside out, which would make more sense if I didn't take pictures of it open. And, but I did it so the from here to here is right side out, and then when you flip this part up, that part's also right side out, so the stripes are all nice and clean on both sides. It was a cool idea. You saw it.
Yes.
I had actually seen... I saw that. He was going to try the running leap this time.
That would not have worked out well.
We are trying not to make people seasick. I had done a hat ages ago for somebody that had made the pattern actually called for flipping it so that the brim would be right side out, and I couldn't find that pattern to do it again, so I kind of faked it. I remembered the premise, and
It worked.
so, and something else. No, that's everything. The creeper hat, the striped hat, and Boba Fett. So yeah, those are the gifts. And then, as long as we're on gifts, Mom gave us a really, really cool gift.
Yes. Which hers is at Eric's house, and mine's in a box being mailed back to me in Virginia.
So we don't have it, but we've got pictures again. Mom had been giving me a hard time that I was visiting too often because my son had so many things going on with school. I was coming a lot more frequently to their house. Well, apparently she was trying to work on these presents in secret, and every time I was going to visit, she and my son had to pack everything away. But it turned out they were memory quills.
Yes.
Made out of our dad's flannel shirts. So they were very cool. I will have pictures here.
I don't think we have a picture of the back with the pocket, though.
No, I don't think.
No.
But on the back, she actually put a pocket for each of us that says has a in memory of.
Yeah.
So, but they were kind of sneaky. She gave us these little boxes and said we had to open them at the same time. And the little boxes were actually just full of
random food.
The same random food.
Yes.
but they weren't. And then there was a note saying go upstairs to the cedar chest, and then we opened them up, and I was just excited. Mom had made us quilts, and you processed the fact that they were Dad's shirts right before I did. Like all of a sudden it was, oh, because I started looking at the squares a little more, and so my son actually did tape it, but I wasn't. He's kind of family.
Yeah, so I mean, certain people saw it, but
yeah, I wasn't going to publicly put that one. It was just kind of a family thing, but it was very cool.
Mom just wanted, because apparently, like, her boss knew about it, Aunt Nancy
A whole bunch of new.
Sue across the street knew about it.
A whole bunch of people knew about it and wanted to see our reactions when we saw it, so we ended up filming it, and
so that's why. So yeah.
Yeah, but I'm not going to put it here.
Yeah.
But I think that's it for our finished stuff.
Yes.
I have notes. Creeper hat, ribbed hat. I have squares.
Yeah.
That's kind of an in-progress thing.
Yeah.
All right. I have squares. So I don't remember the last ones you saw, and they kind of look similar. Between the whole week of Christmas, we were essentially in SOG. Kind of. She flew in on a Monday before Christmas, and we went there Tuesday. Best friend and I took my son and his new girlfriend to go see The Hobbit and to go buy track pants for show choir. But I mean, other than that, we were not going to the stores or anything, and then we came back home. Mom was sick. She's been working on a Christmas dollhouse, which I can put pictures at the end. It's not done, but we got progress pictures. And then Christmas Eve, we spent with his family, and you stayed with Mom.
We made cookies and a batch of fudge.
It was probably good for Mom because she was not feeling good. When my son had his...
Especially by then, she was actually she was progressively getting better, so... Although it was amusing me trying to figure out how to use the cookie shooter gun, because I've never used it. It was Dad's toy. You know, and last year Mom used it, but... And she didn't remember how to actually load it, and I still don't quite know how it all goes. But anyway, that was the first time I used it.
Yeah, but you guys got to use the new kitchen.
Yes, yes.
So, but we were kind of there.
And then AJ, you guys came back, and now so AJ got to do the sprinkles.
Okay.
So, because he could use the shooter gun or the sprinkles. He's like, sprinkles.
That's pretty much what he always did before. He's always done the sprinkles.
Well, yeah, but you know, he had a choice this time.
He's 18. He could have used the cookie
He
shooter.
could have. We gave him the opportunity. Sprinkles. Okay.
So, you guys ended up staying up late that night.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And then Christmas Day we spent by you. And then the day after we went home. Mom had to work anyway.
Yeah.
And then I forgot what we did. I don't know what we did that weekend. But we had plans to start doing major moving, and we didn't do any of it. We basically had 3 days of pajama days. We were both kind of looked at each other and went, don't feel good, kind of done. So, yeah, we had pajama days. I can't remember what we did Saturday and Sunday. Obviously, it was very thrilling. But anyway, but because we were home so much doing pajama days, we weren't even really talking to each other. He was on one end of the couch playing video games on his computer, and I was on the other end of the couch watching Stargate on Amazon Instant and knitting. And I couldn't get it to play on the TV. It was just being obnoxious. The Amazon didn't want to play, and he wasn't watching anyway, so I actually was over here with my iPad and the headphones on, so it wasn't even like we were both sort of watching, it was just me watching and knitting. So yeah, we weren't even really talking to each other, and it wasn't like we were upset, we were just...
both in your own zoned out world.
Yeah. So it meant I got a whole clue done of knitting on squares. So I am currently on, they all start to look the same. This is the one I just finished. This is the first square of clue 8. So I have to finish 6 more of this one, and then I have 7 more of the last clue, and then I can block them and sew them up. And there's been some people on the Mystery Knit Along who have posted some alternative ways of laying out the blanket that I like a lot better than the original way. I was telling Tiff that I'll have to show you the pictures, but they're like they sort of match up into a pattern, but they don't quite. And I either want things random or I want them symmetrical. I don't. That's in between, almost a pattern. It drives me crazy. It's kind of like socks. I either want them to match, or I want them to so obviously not match that it doesn't look like you tried. If they sort of match, it bugs me, because then it's like you just screwed up. So, but there's some alternate. I had kind of slowed down because I didn't like the layout. But now that there's been some people posting alternatives, now I'm a little more excited again. So it's very bright though. And I'll post pictures of the squares in here. Then they're all taco shaped at the moment. And I did work on this sock. It's my current twitchy sock, which for anybody that doesn't know, twitchy socks are the socks that I take to the movies to prevent being twitchy in the movie, because apparently I don't sit still very well. So it's Felici. It's just a tube sock right now, and I'll get a heel eventually. Actually, it's probably at the point that I need to start the ribbing, which is why I haven't touched it for a little bit. You have more interesting stuff.
I started another, well, I actually just grafted the toe of this sock this morning. I finished knitting the toe last night, but...
Yeah, she had everything done with the grafting, but it was almost midnight.
Yeah, I'll wait till tomorrow. But this is, it's Cadence by Very Busy Monkey. I think that's Cadence Socks by Very Busy Monkey. It was a mystery knit along, apparently, at some point, but now it's just, I think it's a free pattern or Ravelry. And it's yarn that I got at a fall fiber festival in Virginia, the Montpelier Sheepdog and Fiber Festival, because it started out as more for... She's not causing problems, though.
No, she's just coming over to say hi.
No.
Since the other one, they've seen, like, probably his butt and his tail and everything else.
It started out as a expedition for, sheepdog competitions and everything, and then they just kind of added the Fiber Festival type stuff to it as well. Because, I mean, sheepdogs, sheep, wool, yarn. Makes sense. But this is actually, the yarn is that's Puff the Magic Rabbit. And she's on Etsy. And color is the Claudine, and it's a sparkly sock base. It's your normal sock base with the sparkle stuff, but it's a bronze.
Yeah, and it's got little flecks of additional color.
Yeah, and actually it was just funny because I was picking out outfits for myself and going, man, this yarn, if it was in sock form, that's the socks I need to wear with this outfit. And I've done it a few times. I'm like, I need to knit that up into socks next. So that's why. Because it's almost a neutral sock, but has the little flecks of kind of a...
Almost like a maroon and a blue-gray and a rust.
Peachy,
yeah, I mean, it's got just little...
Yeah, so it's a neutral with...
It's way more interesting up close. We'll make sure we get a picture.
Yeah, I sort of take a picture, but I don't know if it's a good picture, but...
If we take it out there, it'll be...
Yeah.
That's actually like a perfect spot for taking pictures.
Yeah, I just threw a picture on Instagram.
I'm watching you, Tiggy.
Yeah. And then I am knitting the Jackaroo cardigan, which is found on nitty.com. Oh, those are the sleeves. Sleeves are not interesting. It is ready to be seamed. I blocked all my sweater pieces Thursday night. They were still damp yesterday, so they had to
Well,
finish.
and we weren't expecting to thank you.
Well, actually, at the time when I started blocking the sweaters, no, that was the plan. Anyway, so I blocked them Thursday night, but I have all the pieces blocked.
Switch it around so they can see the cool side.
That is the cool side.
Oh, I like that side.
That's the back side. It's actually just a simple ribbing thing, and then you just have a single row of twisted stockinette stitches on the one side. So it actually I thought it was a more complicated pattern until I knit it. I'm like, oh, okay. But this is Miss Babs Yowza What a Skein. And I got 2 skeins because I don't need as very much yarn to make a sweater, so 2 skeins of Yowza.
I only used about 2 skeins for my blue one, and I'm much bigger than you.
Yeah.
Those skeins are huge.
Yeah. And it's called Petrified Forest. They definitely are not the same color skeins. One has more, you could just tell, like right here, the difference between the two.
Yeah, well, this one's way more darker. This one's got more yellows.
Yellows and actual, pops of light purple lavender colors. So I've been doing the whole alternating skeins, which is the first time I've done that.
Yeah, I was lucky when I did my blue. They were really, really close, so I ended up just deciding I was just going to chance it and not alternate them.
Yeah, these I had.
I did when I switched skeins. I alternated for a little while in case there was anything, so it would blend. But you can't see it. And you're right. On this one, you would be able. You would see it.
Yeah. So it's a more variegated color.
Yeah.
But yeah. So and this has built-in pockets, and I've never done the built-in pocket. So now I'm at the point where I need to join the shoulder straps to the fronts to the back, and you have to. There's live stitches, and I think you pick up some of these stitches on this side and do the neck band next, and do the rest of the seaming, and then it has an I-cord.
And you said you did the sleeves already?
Yep, I got 2 sleeves. Yeah, I have all the parts. All the parts are blocked. See sleeve. There's one sleeve. So, yep, I got sleeves. So, I'm at the tail end of the finishing, but yeah, there's I-cord. You do I-cord on the pockets, so you're going to finish them off. And actually, instead of a traditional button band, it's just an I-cord. And that's actually how you make the buttonholes, is with I-cord. So, and I got fancy green buttons that actually Mom picked out as a choice for the Delancey. They were too fancy for the Delancey, but I thought they would go well with this style of sweater. And then I found this yarn at Maryland cheaper.
There you go.
So,
yeah, I really like the Miss Babs.
yes, it's really soft.
Yeah.
So, I'll probably end up one of those sweaters I end up living in.
Yeah. Well, you made this one too, didn't you?
Yep, this is the Sarah out of yarn that doesn't exist anymore. It was Knit Picks yarn. They don't make it anymore. And yes. Oh, I haven't blocked it, but I did partake in the Scarfy Shenanigans by Sort of a Knitter. I do have a picture of it unblocked that I put on Tubbles, because I like putting things on Tubbles.
So we'll put that picture here.
But
But you might want to look at our project page someday and look.
yes.
Because it got shipped.
Yeah. That was a fun pattern. Mine ended up being a little bit narrower because the yarn, I didn't have any worsted DK, enough of a worsted DK to do the pattern. So, just not enough of colors that could go together. So.
How did that one work? I didn't know that one.
Yeah, he just gave out a clue. It was a lot of different just short rows, a lot of short row type things. But they also, I learned how to do an I-cord tab instead of a garter cat tab. You do an I-cord tab, which kind of made my brain melt a little bit when I was first trying to do it. It was just not working, but then it ended up, you have an I-cord all the way around it.
Oh, okay.
Because it is predominant. Well, it's got stockinette and garter, but that kind of keeps it from curling. But yeah, it's very geometric.
That's how he usually does.
Yeah.
I like his designs.
Well, and I haven't gotten a chance to knit any of his stuff, but I liked his stuff, so I decided to knit.
I think the only thing I've knit was the rock mitts that I made last year for AG's girlfriend last year. So, but I had started to tell you guys last time. Actually, I think that I might have attempted to tell you in the video that had the time lapse that I was trying to do a shawl. Well, it's one of for the Threads of Compassion, so it'll probably be more of one of the ones they can use for them in, which is why I picked these colors. But it is the No Beginning Chain wavy shawl or something like that. Anyway, it's got a cool start to it for how you do the beginning. So there's no, you make one tiny chain and the rest of it there's no chain. You're actually doing a double crochet and connecting it, and then you do another double crochet, and so you don't have to try and pick up it's made for this kind of yarn where it's hard to see to pick up the chain stitches for the first row. And then after that you're always working in the open spaces, so you're never trying to get into the stitches. But I don't know how well it's showing up there. I do have a picture of it. I haven't worked on it because I was working on other things, and now I'm really trying to power through the squares so I can at least get those done and blocked. I don't know how long it'll take me to actually match or stitch them together, but I want to at least be done knitting. Kind of to that point where, and if I don't do it now, if I set it aside, I will never finish.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like just keep powering through.
Oh yeah, that's my seasons of inspiration, Afghan. I did finish my last white square, and they're all pieced together. And I just started doing a border around it, but then I didn't feel like doing it, so I got shoved to the side. I decided I was going to worry about it when I got back. When I finished.
Well, it was too big to carry either. It's not the kind of. Hi, little girl. She's sitting here watching me. She's being good, but that's made out of Lion's brand homespun. I think that's all. I have a couple of things of yarn here that I just got over the last month or so, and I have a book that. Oh, I have that fiber.
Yeah.
I gave her yarn for Christmas.
Yes.
Which I might have on my Ravelry page, so I might be able to steal the.
Yeah, and actually I actually found a simple pullover that's made out of lace weight, and people did do it in variegated, and it looks really nice. It's a very simple pullover sweater. It was
a Madeline Tosh lace weight, and I really like their lace weight. I made one of my shawls out of it, and with Eat, Sleep, Knit, if you buy stuff from their store, you get a little scratch-off card. So I ended up actually getting that yarn for free because I won, and so I had picked it. So it was actually from my stash, even though I gave it to her for Christmas. But it was all purple mulberry kind of
grayish tones. Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully I found a picture and put it here, but otherwise you'll just have to trust us.
Yeah, and then there's some.
And it was 2 skeins, so it was a lot of yardage.
Yes, that's why I was looking at it. It'll be plenty to make this simple long sleeve pullover sweater.
Yeah, she was talking about a shawl, and I was thinking, well, the featherweight works so good for you if there was something else like that. And
yeah, because there's plenty of yardage. And then there's this other yarn, which is a fingering weight. It was a cashmere blend. I did take a picture of it as well. That Paul had, he got it, Mom's boss got it by accident or something, and he was trying to get Mom to take it, but with her wool allergies. So I did take it, but she fixed a suit for him, so I think that was like his payment.
He got this really expensive suit, but then it needed to be taken in, and they didn't do that wherever he bought it.
He bought it at Kohl's.
Yeah, and well, they don't do that.
Yeah, and you guys were like, why didn't he go to Men's Warehouse? Because it would have been cost the same, and they would have done tailoring.
Yeah. Because my guy's gone to Men's Warehouse, and they'll do a during the suit's lifetime, you get one alteration for free, and I mean, it's not, even if you pay for it, you can go back and get alterations. So, and we're like, you can get perfectly nice suits. They always have sales. They would have tailored it. But yeah, she tailored it. So yeah, I think he gave it to her in payment or something like that. But, and it was really nice yarn.
It's very soft and squishy, and it's just a standard purple. I think I was kind of looking and seeing what I wanted to do with it. I think I might have enough to do a sweater too, maybe not a long sleeve or something, but
yeah. I kind of figure the next thing I won some brown yarn from Yarn Harlot when she was doing her bike ride this year, and it's bulky, and so I was thinking those hats that I was making for Halos of Hope, I really like making, well, I hate making hats. So the fact that I made 2 for Christmas, but the crocheted one wasn't as bad. But I figured I'll make myself one of those and some wristers. I feel really bad. Years ago I was in a swap, and my swap partner flaked, and so somebody else did the angel thing and made me a swap package, and they made me these super wonderful, lovely green fingerless mitts, the same color as this. And I lost one a couple weeks ago, right before Christmas. And I mean, I use them all the time. They are my absolute favorite, and it must have fallen out of my pocket, and we looked everywhere. And it happened to be a day, it was the day we got your tea. And not only did we do that, but like we went to a lot of places that day.
yeah.
So it's like, and so even like tracing back, you're trying to follow and think about where we lost. I don't know, because I don't know at what point, because you're constantly pulling stuff out of your pockets and everything else, and I lost it, and I was very sad, and they're my favorites, and like, so, yeah, I only have one now. I've been wearing them every winter for years. I mean, they're my daily mitts. So at least whoever, all right, for the life of me, I can't remember who made them, which also makes me feel bad, but I really, really appreciated them and wore them all the time. But, so I think I'm going to make myself some. Because the guys always give me crap because I don't really have any hats for me that I wear.
Well, you did make a couple of hats last year.
Well, one of them is actually it's too small.
Okay.
Well, actually 2 of them. The one that's got the color work with the butterflies is too tight. It's too small. And the one that I had made out of a bulky yarn is too small. I should have done it. I grabbed the wrong size needle, which I realized later. And so I grabbed 10s instead of 11s, and that's actually a big difference.
Okay.
And so that one's too small. And so then I have the one that, the Starving Musician, I think.
Yeah.
That one I wear sometimes.
Okay.
But
well, you have one.
That one doesn't cover my ears.
Oh, okay.
Because it's a kind of a beret slouchy one. So.
Okay.
So it doesn't, I mean, it covers like the top, so it's not.
Alright.
So, and the wind goes through it. It's not super warm. And usually if it's not super cold, I don't wear a hat. So I need something that's.
Okay.
But, I've got 2 things of yarn here. This one is from Highland Handmaids. I don't have a picture yet, but hopefully I will have taken one and you will be seeing one. But it's called Sky and Shadows. I like this one. I think this is the last one. If it's not the last one, it's the second to last one. I don't remember if this was counted as November or December. But, and then, oh, I didn't take it out. Sorry. This was from Blue Moon Fiber Arts, and they've been all wonky this year. They've had so many issues with getting stuff out. But this one's really pretty. It's called Field and Stream. It's various greens. So it's really pretty. And it came with a really neat pattern for socks, but that's from the dyer's notes.
Yeah, but you can see the sock
pattern
at least.
Yeah, it's a very interesting pattern. They had a bunch of errata though, so the
Yeah, and that looks like it's the inspiration picture.
actually they had so much errata. They said they were going to actually send. Not only can we get the PDF, but they were going to actually send out new copies.
Okay.
So, which is good, but so. But I actually thought that pattern was one I might actually do because it was an interesting sock pattern. But I'm not going to pick this one up again. And part of that's because Eric and I have been talking about we're trying to not only pare down what we have, but at least for a while we're both really talking about anything before we buy anything, because anything we buy is going to take up space, and we're already trying to figure out how to merge two households. So like, I mean, he's talking like he saw these really cool Star Wars robes at Think Geek that he was like all excited, but he said, but he didn't get them because we didn't need one more thing in the house right now. So
I was looking at Think Geek and saw some great unicorn cardigans. I'm like, oh, hey, AJ could give me more unicorn things. I'd actually wear those. They were actually cool. They were black cardigans and they just had unicorn.
he didn't do unicorn this year.
No, but I saw those. I'm like, oh, I'd wear those. It just had a unicorn. It was black with a unicorn right here. There was a couple different choices.
So
No unicorn onesie though.
no. There was a picture of a unicorn onesie. It was awful. She said, "Don't let anybody give me this."
It was a former coworker, colleague. I guess that her brother got it somehow, so she was on Facebook. And just I saw it, I'm like, whoa, no. I mean, the unicorn slippers I actually do wear at my place, but that was pushing it, man. That. Mm-mm.
Yeah. So.
But the unicorn cardigan was weird.
I will keep that in mind.
Yeah.
But then I got this book. I haven't looked through it totally. Eric gave it to me as one of my Christmas presents. He also, this bracelet was one of the things he gave me. He has a friend that does jewelry design. I think he's on Etsy. If he is, I will link him.
I thought he was, because he's gotten stuff from him before for you, hasn't he?
He has, but he knows him, so he emails him and says, "Hey."
So he doesn't really go through the Etsy shop. He's like, hey!
Yeah. But I'm pretty sure he's on Etsy. But anyway, he does jewelry design, and he was just in some sort of contest or something. But I don't know. I didn't follow. But it's got a cool crisscross hatch design on it, so I like it. And anyway, and I got this, and this is Viking Knits and Ancient Ornaments, and it's got a bunch of, it's got lots of cabling. I mean, all the things are cabling, which you can't see from there. But
yeah, I was flipping through it earlier when you had your bin, when you came back from.
Yeah, so it's got a lot of drawings of different artifacts, and then how they kind of took some of them and put them into and put them into a cable design.
I mean, it's Viking, but yeah, I mean,
it's very Celtic. Yeah, I had it on my wish list because somebody had reviewed it, and so I thought it was very interesting because it also has a lot of like history about why the different designs, which kind of appealed to Eric. So, but I thought it's got some really interesting ones. Like, there's a building design here for a Celtic knot, and then there's how they made it into a cable design, so it's very similar. So, and most of it's just kind of a pretty book. Some of it I won't make, like I have no reason to make a little girl sweater, but or a skirt. Well, that's a pretty skirt.
Yes.
So, and you may not be able to tell. It's a pretty skirt. But I think that's all I had.
Yeah, I don't think I had anything else.
No, I'm trying. Let's see. Oh, I do have one more thing. Acreworks bobbins. You frequently see on like the Knit Girls. They're the 3D printed bobbins for spinning wheels. They never had any for Kromsky, and both of my wheels are Kromsky wheels. Well, they ended up designing one, and I got to be a tester, so I just had to pay for shipping. And so I have mine. It's on my wheel right now, but I'll post pictures here. And it works really well. The shaft is a little slippery, so I had to do a double hitch knot, but I do that on most of my bobbins anyway, because they tend to slide when the lead tends to slide. And as soon as on my bobbins, they all have like permanent leads on them because I don't change the lead. I just leave it on the bobbin and do another one. So I had forgotten about the double hitch, even though I had just like a few weeks back told somebody else to do it. I was like, oh yeah, I'll try that. And I did that, and then it worked fine. Because at first I was really upset it wasn't working. But one of the cool things is on the crown ski, on both my wheels, because of the solid bobbin, you can't see. So if you're changing the hooks, you can't see when to change the hooks, which is one of the reasons I like the woolly winder, because then I don't have to worry about it, because I would constantly be messing it up. Well, because these are 3D printed, when it's spinning, you can see through it. I can see how full it is and change it appropriately. I actually was telling I can't think of what his name is now, but the guy that designs it, I was telling him. He said that he's actually heard that back from a few different people, that we're all excited we can actually see when to change our hooks now. Because I know some other people that have Kromsky wheels, and that's our big thing is, and the other person, I thought it was because I was short, and I met somebody at the Natopia retreat last year and had the same wheel, and she was tall, and she had the same problem, that you have to kind of stand up and look, and I'm like, so this actually works. So I'll probably get some more now that I, know they work. I'm hoping he comes out with some woolly winder ones. He did for some of the other styles, because you basically just need to add the gear piece. So that would be cool if he could do that, because I like my woolly winder still, even though I can see it better now. But I had it for a little while, but I hadn't spun as much because with my sprained ankle, it was hard to treadle. So, what else do I have? Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything.
It's all the things I had, so I think that was it. She goes back tomorrow, assuming the weather's...
Yeah, if it stops. The Milwaukee airport seems to deal with stuff fairly well. And it's rain in the, I don't know about DC area, but it's been more rain in that part of the world that we just aren't getting the cold air, so.
Yeah, she flies back into Reagan.
Yep.
So, and then she gets to take a train from there.
Yeah.
It's a lot of travel.
At
least you didn't have the bus aspect this time.
No, it's ridiculous, because especially when I lived in Vegas, I was physically further away, but I could do a direct flight from Vegas to Milwaukee. But now, physically, I am closer to Wisconsin, but I can't do a direct flight out of Richmond to Milwaukee. They just don't have them. So either I have to transfer in Atlanta or take the train up to DC. So it's like, but physically I'm closer. But now my travel time it's longer.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
No, well, Vegas is a popular spot, so there's a lot of direct flights to just go there because people go there to gamble and So.
And also actually a lot of times you can get direct flights between LAX and Milwaukee too.
Yeah.
Not as many, but they do have them.
Yeah.
But not Richmond.
Well, Richmond's probably not as popular either, so.
No, it's not.
So you can do DC to here, but.
Or I transfer in Atlanta.
Yeah. We usually try and do direct flights ever since that one year you got stranded in Minneapolis.
Well, I got stranded in Minneapolis. I've been stranded in Chicago.
Yeah.
So, I don't do well with the whole Midwest traveling thing, and I figured this way, at least I know somebody in the DC area, and I'd have my luggage versus being stranded in Atlanta and not having my luggage. Although I did have to go through Atlanta to go to Vegas. There was just no way around it.
Yeah. The one year she went, you were in Barstow at that point, weren't you, when you got stranded in Minneapolis?
Yes.
And she got the first hop, and then there was a big storm, and then it was good because it was Christmas. You were going to be stuck there for like 2 or 3 days.
It was
like you couldn't even get a flight out because they
until
were full.
yeah, because what it was is that the flight to Twin Cities ran late, so they were holding the transfer flight, but they held it so long that Madison fogged in, and that's why they canceled it because Madison got too foggy. So, it was like midnight. Friday,
Well, and then
Saturday,
because it was the
night.
holiday, all the flights were full.
They weren't gonna fly me out till Sunday.
Yeah.
But they weren't doing no vouchers or anything because it's weather related, so it's not their fault. So so I ended up spending the night sort of at the airport, and Dad drove up and got me on that late Saturday morning. So he retrieved
Yeah, because
me.
he pretty much just left as soon as we knew, but it was a long drive. It's like 6 hours from.
Yeah, something like that. But
So, and then when Dad died, she was supposed to go.
I flew out of LAX, and I ended up having to transfer in Chicago because I was supposed to fly into Madison because you were already in Madison and nobody was over here on this end. So, but
Yes, and so Paul booked it, and so you were supposed to fly into Chicago and then hop to Madison.
But Chicago decided to flood.
Yeah.
So,
And then they lost your luggage.
yeah, yeah.
Because her luggage apparently went on without her, but they didn't know that.
That happened to me in Twin Cities too. My luggage went. The very next flight it went, but no room for humans. Yeah, so I try to avoid transfer flights, but I had to do it in Vegas, but it worked out that time. There's no issues.
Yeah, well, and luckily it wasn't weather time, so especially at Christmas time, we'd try and get the direct flight.
Yeah.
Just so we assume that if we can get you on the plane, you can get.
Well, then I will be fine.
So, all right, I think we're done since we're
Yes,
babbling.
rambling.
See you next time.